Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your man, all the rage, George Page, aka the Perfect Sage, coming to you live on YouTube. Now, as you know, I like to always often try to talk about legendary female bodybuilder, and this is a lady who is a legend. Even though her career was as long as some in the world of competitive bodybuilding, but she really brought in a great shape, sex appeal. She was just hitting all boards. This is Anja Langer. Now, Anja was born June the 3rd of 1965 in Stuttgart, Germany. Now, you know, and Stuttgart is in the southern region of Germany. Now, she grew up in a town close to Stuttgart, and the house where she lived was next to a forest. Now, as a young girl, she was very active and enjoyed playing outdoors. When she finally got into sports, she found her passion in gymnastics. By the time Anja was 8 years old, she competed in several gymnastic competitions and won many awards and was a successful gymnast. Now, her family also owned horses and she enjoyed riding horses. She was even a member of a horseback riding club and competed in several competitions for horseback riding. Anja was involved in other types of sports, but by the time she was 14, she found diving and she also did jazzercising or jazz dancing. Now, when she was 15, you know, her first boyfriend introduced her to bodybuilding, and she started training as a bodybuilding in 1980. Now, she did weight training at a local gym near her home, and she was the only female at the gym. Since the men in the gym were impressed on how strong Angel was, she never felt bothered because of her being a girl. Little by little, she increased the amount of weights and lifted and also put more attention towards dieting. By 81, she decided to compete in her first bodybuilding competition. It was a local bodybuilding show where she placed second to last. Angela didn't let it bring her down and decided to train harder. The next year, she competed in the same contest where she placed second. Her family felt she didn't belong in bodybuilding and weren't very supportive of her decision to become a bodybuilder. At first, it was more of a hobby, but she felt her family didn't like her being a bodybuilder. So Angela kept it a secret from her parents and from most of her family members and friends. Eventually, her parents accepted her love for the sport and respected her decision. You know, so she wanted to follow her own career, becoming a future bodybuilder. When she was in school, she studied graphic arts during her competing time, and when she finished school, Angela decided to make a career out of bodybuilding. She placed fourth at the German Championships and at the second at the Amateur World Bodybuilding Championships in Madrid, Spain. By 85, she won the Junior World Championships and the European Amateur Championships. By 86, she officially turned pro when she won the women's middleweight and overall at the German Championships. And once she turned pro, her next competition was going to be the Miss Olympia in 87. But tragedy hit her family when her father died. She couldn't really focus on her prep for the Olympia, and that was the year she came in fourth. In that same year, she placed second at the World Pro Championships, and she went back to the 88, and this time she came in second to Corey Everson at the Miss Olympia. At that, she decided to take some time off and to improve on her physique. She wanted to return to the Miss Olympia by 1990, but life has this funny way of throwing a curve. In that year, she became pregnant, and on 1991, she gave birth to her first son, Elijah. Even though she became a mother, she still was passionate about bodybuilding. She still did photos shoots and guest pose at competitions. She also co-authored a book with Bill Reynolds and a bodybuilding exercise and nutrition's book. By 82, she had a book published in the U.S. called Body Flex and Body Magic. And between 93 and 94, she performed in theater back in Stuttgart. She did condition of a combination of dancing, acting, and variety of athletic muscular performances. By 95, she owned her own gym in Stuttgart. She also educated others in physical fitness. By 80, she sold her gym and then became a personal trainer and a fitness consultant. Being a model and working single mother, it had its challenges. In 2000, she became a wife to an American soldier, and her husband with her husband Roy had her second child, another boy, and she even considered returning, to the stage, but because of as I said again, life throws you that curve, and in 2001, she gave birth to her second son. During her career, Anja Langer had been on the cover of dozens of magazines. In her home country of Germany, she's one of the most popular female bodybuilders next to Anja Schreiner, Krista Bach, and Mary Jo Salim. By 2011, she was inducted into the Joe Weider's Bodybuilding Hall of Fame. Now, if you follow bodybuilding like I do, you remember Anja Langer. She was pretty, blonde. She had hair in that, kind of that braided style, that one, and she had a great body, great physique. Now, when she competed against Corey, some people felt that, she should have beat Corey. But I think there's always that thing where when you're the champion, people most time go to champion. And, even though, Angel's younger, I think it's just a little bit more pretty than Corey. But still, you just go with the person who was the current champion, and that's how judges usually go. But I think she was great. She had an amazing body, great, And I said before, I love women from Europe, especially Germans. They just bring in just this great amount of muscle. And like I said, like Krista Bach, there was another Anja Schreiner, but she was like before, after, they never would compete together, the two Anjas, but they do know each other, being they are German. They often meet when they go to shows and cross paths. But she was just an amazing woman. She brought in a great body. She brought in sex appeal. It's just something that, you just, sometimes just some people just come across your path and it just, boom, But because life, happens, and she wanted to be a mother and a wife, and that's one of the sacrifices she missed out when you become a bodybuilder. But sometimes, it's just that's how it is with a sport. It's your man George Page, aka The Perfect Sage, all the rage. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.